Oh,
Yeah, you're all upset about something here.
okay. So it's just something that I noticed last night, and it wasn't. It was that several people had done it.
This is about Orlando?
It's about Orlando, and I guess trying to. There's a Facebook filter out there that is basically the gay pride flag, the colors, and then on the side there's a flag at half staff.
An American flag. Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's just like the silhouette of a flag
Okay, all right.
at half staff, and then at the bottom it'll say like "We are Orlando." Excuse me, something to that effect. I just saw a lot of people yesterday on my Facebook feed who are taking like selfies, smiling, happy selfies. In one case, someone had a beer, and it's like "We are Orlando." I just think it's. I don't think it's intentionally disrespectful. I do think it's a little insensitive, though, because it's almost like, could you imagine on 9/11 if people in Texas were like taking selfies, like with a beer in one hand, like, yeah, New York, we're with you, big smile on
Yeah,
our face,
yeah.
and there's a silhouette of the towers over their shoulder.
Yeah.
I just think it's a sensitive issue where like 50 people or 49 now.
I think their intentions are well, right?
I agree.
They're trying to say, hey, we support you. But, holding a Corona in one hand and,
Right.
it's probably not.
It's matter of fact, that was one of the incidents was somebody had a beer, and it's like,
No, it's a nice light beer.
I do think
Had a little
it is
lime to it.
an effort to show support, but I almost want to say it's like saying Happy Memorial Day. It's almost like it's like a day of mourning.
Yeah.
There should be some grief in there, and I think it's a great thing that if you support all the victims,
Just show your support.
yeah, but it's not like a fun, cool selfie.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at us.
Yeah, there ain't no party going on in Orlando right now.
Right.
Jeff Manasso from Fox News on right now. Here's a question for you, and Christine and I go back and forth on this. Not really. I mean, we're pretty much parent. When it was being a parent, we're pretty close.
Yes,
right?
I think so.
On that,
Equally conservative.
yeah, we're really, really crazily conservative
Go to bed
there.
at 6 o'clock at
Jeff
night.
Manasso, here's the question: sleep study. How much sleep should kids actually be getting? Because I got to tell you, I come home sometimes like, get out of bed. What are you doing in bed?
Yeah, that was me when I was 18. But anyway, so a lot more than they should be getting. And for teens versus infants and toddlers, it varies. These are new guidelines, first time ever, from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. From doctors who specialize in sleep disorders. They say that teens 13 to 18 years old should be getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night. Seems reasonable. I don't remember getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep when I was a teenager. But, we also didn't have cell phone. Well, I guess we kind of sort of were on the beginning edge of that.
Yeah.
Now kids have cell phones and TV screens and computers and all that stuff. We'll get into that in a minute. But children ages 1 to 2 should sleep 11 to 14 hours per day. 12 to 16 hours of sleep, including naps for infants aged 4 to 12 months. Children 3 to 5 years old should be sleeping 10 to 13 hours, and children 6 to 12 should be sleeping 12 hours per night.
Wow.
And they say that this is all linked to the adequate sleep, I should say, is linked to improved attention, behavior, learning, mental and physical health. And now onto those TV screens, an interesting take from the American Academy of Pediatrics, which endorses these new guidelines. They also recommend that TV, computer screens, and cell phones and all that kind of stuff be turned off at least a half hour before bedtime, and that parents not allow that stuff into their children's rooms because, it happens to all of us. You go to bed right before you go to bed. You check your phone, you check your email, and that gets your mind ticking again. And that's not good. It's not healthy.
You sure this isn't coming from the lobby group called Moms Who Want Extra Time?
Well, being a parent of a 4 and 2 year old, I'm with those moms who want some extra time. So I'm a little objective on that. And another interesting note on this study, guys. Additionally, the panel found that regularly sleeping more than the recommended hours may be associated with adverse health outcomes like hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and mental health problems. So,
what do you? How about the teenagers? What was the number on teenagers?
For teenagers, 13 to 18 years old, 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
8 to 10, yeah,
per night,
which is pretty much the adults, right? Adults are supposed to get somewhere in that 8 range.
Yeah, adults 7 to 8 hours of sleep at least. I don't know how many. You guys are morning radio. What do you?
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
I know, it's terrible.
I was up last night at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's, and I like to think, I'm getting extra time. If you take that time and add it up every single day, you're adding years to your life. But in reality, you're probably taking away from your life.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the panel found that it leads to improved attention, learning, and mental and physical health, and getting that balance, for good sleep. And that's what listeners. That's what we do for you. I mean that
Hey, we are killing ourselves.
We're doing that for you.
That's right. Eroding years from our lives just for you.
Wait, was it 10-year-olds are supposed to sleep 12 hours?
12 to 14.
That's just not realistic.
10-year-olds, let me see. 3 to 5 years old should sleep 10 to 13, 1 to 2.
Okay.
Children aged 6 to 12 years old should sleep 12 hours.
I mean, if you think about
hours.
getting your kid up for school, it's probably in that 6 a.m. range that you're waking the child up.
Yeah.
So that would mean they would be going to bed at 6 at night. That's just not realistic.
Yeah. It's not. Usually, 8 o'clock seems to be all the people that I know with kids right around that window.
In the summer, you still have 3 hours of sunshine left at 6 o'clock.
Crazy. All right, Jeff, interesting stuff. By the way, I'm on the sleep apnea thing, so it times my sleep. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I slept for, 2.5 hours. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible. All right, Jeff, thanks so much. Jeff Manasso, Fox News. And I wanted to know what anybody thought. I'm clear here, Andrew. We're good for the rest of the... Okay. And I'm going to do a contest, $300 question of the day we're going to get to. But I'm on this sleep apnea, the sleep machine with Dr. Levine, and he's going to come back on soon. But I got a little. Every morning you put on. I'm wearing the full mask. So the problem I'm having with it, and if there's somebody else on this that could give me some advice, I would appreciate it. The 7360186. I'm on the full mask, so it covers my mouth and it covers my nose. So you have a strap that goes onto your head, and then you have these other straps, and they're Velcro, and they wrap around and keep the mask on. It's important for the mask to be airtight.
I'd love a picture.
I look like some sort of an alien or something. It's really, or you'd think,
the Predator.
Oh, poor Bill. Is he going to live? Look at him. It's bad. So I'm wearing, but the problem I have is I'm a mover in sleep.
Yeah.
And as you move over, you've got this hose. And then you've got the mask on, and you don't want to tilt it much because it turns it a bit, and then the air begins to escape, and then it sounds like that's what it sounds like, and it wakes me up, it wakes my wife up, and everything. So I find that the best way to do it is to really put this stinking thing on tight.
Okay.
I mean tight. Like, I believe my ears are going to fall off because of a lack of blood getting to my ears because I'm pulled this thing so tight. It's the only way I can keep it on. Some mornings I'll wake up and it's off. I've taken it right off. And I don't even remember taking it off.
Right, yeah.
So I'm looking at the thing that they call the pillows. So these are these little things that go just to your nostrils. And you'd call them, they're little circular things. And they're little, but it's air that goes in. So instead of taking and cupping your whole face, it's just into the nostrils. The problem with this, and I'm going to be getting that next. I talked to them yesterday. They're going to send me this so I can try this. That's nice because it doesn't leave. I wake up in the morning. I have these marks on my face. It looks like there's rivers going down my. I'm like it's a terrible scar because it's almost like when you sleep on something, it kind of makes the indentation
the lines,
on your face.
yeah.
Anyway, these pillows, I'm going to start using that. But the one thing on these is if you open your mouth, the air that's blowing into your nostrils comes out your mouth, and it comes out like, I swear to God, I could sit there with my wife could be sleeping and I could shut the fan off and she'd think the fan was on her if I just opened my mouth and pointed myself towards my wife. Her hair would be blowing. It'd be like something out of the air comes out of your mouth. And then when you try to talk, there's no talking because the air is blowing out of you. The air is blowing, so you have to learn to keep your mouth shut, which for me is Christine. Come on.
That was too easy.
Inappropriate.
Sorry.
Rick is on now. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
What do you... so I will tell you this, though. When I sleep with it, and I have a good night's sleep with it, I am far better. I feel good. When I don't do well with it, I do not feel well.
Yeah, I had the half nasal, the half mask, and I found myself maybe 2 hours a night. I was so dry I couldn't even swallow. And so I did away with it for about a year, and I just got back onto it, and I went with the cushions. And it's a big difference because I'm like you. I flip, I plop.
Yeah.
My wife swears that I jump up in the air when I turn over from side to side. So
that's me.
And it's a big difference.
So you like the pillows?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you learn to keep your mouth shut, or did you have to? They give you a little strap that'll kind of teach you.
No, you're just from the pressure going into your nose keeps your mouth shut.
Hey, I'm going to give out something right now. I wanted to patent this. I thought this would be a really good idea. Now, tell me if this would work for you, and you tell me if this is a good idea, Rick. Is you know where if like on you wear the iPhone headphones, and it has the little button down on the cord where you can hit it, and it might stop the audio or whatever. You can answer a call.
It's like a volume control.
I'd love to see on the pillows a little button that you could hit that would stop the airflow. So if you wanted to talk while you have these pillows in your nostrils, you could talk, and then you turn it back on and the air would flow. Would that be something, do you think, that would help?
Yeah, because you're right. You can't talk when that air's going in.
Yeah.
And I swear, my wife always waits till it's like, already because mine set it like 15 or 20 minutes before it's full blown, and that's when she'll ask me a question.
Yeah, and then you open your mouth, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
Right, and you're trying to talk, and the air is coming out.
Handy.
It
honey, you agreed to that.
Yeah. All right, Rick. Thank you, Rick, for.
All right.
So I there's these pillows. It's a good move, and you think I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yep.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
But if you think about this, and I'm probably giving it away now that I'm talking. Maybe it even exists now, and maybe it can happen. But if you could shut off that air, you could be lying there, and your wife, when you're sitting, and then the air is pumping into you, and your wife is like, "So, what do you have tomorrow?" And you could hit the button, and it would block the air from coming into your nostrils, and you'd be able to speak, and then you'd let go, and the air would come back in.
Okay, but here's the lawsuit then. Somebody forgets or hits the button by mistake, and then they stop breathing overnight, and then the company.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, I've been sleeping apparently with a sleep apnea for a long time, and you do stop breathing. I was up to 40 seconds, and there's other people I've spoken with that have stopped for much longer than that. But they say it's a wear and tear really on your system and on your heart. You're really starving your body and your organs and your brain and your heart. You're starving it of oxygen. And Manaski, you are the perfect build for having this issue.
Yeah. So
get ready, because it's coming.
I'm a big guy around the waistline, and I need to do something about that. But you had said something to me about my neck.
They say neck size is really has a lot to do with it. That you could be not overweight, but have a certain neck size. And so when you're laying back and all of a sudden it almost like there's this, everything relaxes and it shuts off. And it ends up shutting off the air, and then you stop breathing. You know what I've found since I've been on this CPAP thing is these night terrors that I used to have, I haven't had any. And the thought is maybe that when I would stop breathing, I might be going through this nightmare trauma where I think that something is happening.
Survival mode
and it
almost,
creates
it
creates like a night terror. That's what the doctor said is a possibility. We don't know. Angela, also. Good morning,
Hi.
Angela. Hi.
Good morning. Well, I've gone through the nose pillows. I did not like them.
You didn't?
I guess my nostrils are too small. But I am using something called Amara View, AMARAVIEW, and I find that's pretty good. It does cover the nostrils, and it's like a soft cushion that goes around, and it does cover the mouth. But when you swallow, you don't have the same problem that I had with some of the other different masks.
Okay.
So I'm saying that this one is a good one. If you find that the pillows don't work for you, try the Amara View.
Amara View. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's all about finding the right thing, right? But once you get on the right thing, you really feel you have a great night's sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Much better. You're still gonna find noises if you move too much, but it's much less than with the others.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right,
good
Angela.
luck with that.
Thanks so much. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We'll have Dr. Levine to talk about this on next week. We'll be chatting with him. Hold on, Ted. I got to come right back. Quick break. And then, Andrew, let's take caller number 4. A $300 opportunity here. It's our free money question of the day from the Hobico Law Firm. Caller 4 right now at 736-0186.